No, I don't show that you're in the. You can hear me on your computer? Okay. Maybe I need to change the setting. I should. She can hear me, but I can't hear her. So that happened before. She's annoying. I can't hear her. How does she change that setting? Tell people how to do that.
Hmm. Hmm. Nope. Nope. It's got to be in the Google Hangouts setting. Good afternoon, folks. I see that we've got a few people already waiting for 4 o'clock to come. If you did not enable your mic and or camera at the beginning of um, logging into the Hangout, you might want to log out and log back on. And when it asks for the program to have access to your mic, please allow access to your mic. It will speed things up quite a bit. Also, in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, um, you can turn on the chat feature. And if we can't get your audio up and running, the chat feature, which will appear on the right-hand side of your Hangout screen, we can communicate through chat that way. I'm going to mute my mic for the next few minutes while I try and help a couple people one-on-one to get their mic up and running. Thanks. Bye-bye. Not bye-bye. I'll see you in 4 minutes. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. What I'm going to do, I'm not quite sure why I can't hear y'all. But I can see your comments on the event page. So keep letting me know if you have questions or comments there. I feel like I'm on Romper Room, you girls. I can see Marjorie, and I can see Nicole, and I can see Emily. All I need is that big swirly mirror. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead with the items that I want to cover. And you can offer, I think we'll continue this way. You can offer your comments by underneath the little screen for the live event where it says say something. You can type your comments in there. I will try and there's no image up there, y'all. It's still black. I'm gonna put okay, hold on. Let me put the list of agenda items up. Okay, hopefully now you can see a brief list of items I want to talk about today. If you can't, let me know. But I'm going to go ahead and get through some of these. And if you have comments or questions, please let me know. I will try and figure out what I'm doing wrong on the tech aspect of Google Hangouts for next time, so it can be a more collaborative conversation, I guess. So the first thing I want to remind you of the district curriculum resources. The unit maps are available on our wiki, but they're also available on SchoolNet. I want to also remind you that I support district assessments as well. The performance tasks, which are in each unit map for English 1, 2, 3, and 4, are there. We also have the CDAs for English 1 and 2. I know that some schools have chosen to do those according to district, the choices that principals got to make at the beginning of the year. But I do want to let you know that sometimes I have trouble with the sharing permissions in Google folders. So you just might find that those CDAs are somewhere in those unit map resource folders somewhere. Oh, excuse me. Although we're not allowed to post them in SchoolNet for kids to take them online, we're not allowed to post them to open electronic sources. I sometimes have trouble with those sharing permissions on Google. I just don't know what it is. So, you just might look in those unit resource folders and find something like that. Then the next district assessment I want to talk about are the benchmarks, which are required by academic services. Those happen at the middle of the course. Our 4x4 schools have been through one round of those already. And Case 21 provides some data reports based on student performance on those benchmarks. I am allowed to see the data as it comes in. I only gained access to the actual benchmark after the first administration of the benchmark and was able to do an item analysis of it. When I can get onto the wiki, which seems to not be working today, I will post some information about the trends based on the item analysis. Although I can't reveal information about individual items and the standards that they're aligned to, I can provide some information as a district and to each school individually, which is how I'll do it, about some trends that I see not just in the answers that students get correct, but which foils they're choosing as well. That can be very helpful in helping to inform your instruction. So that's the information about district assessments. Let me know if you can see the list of items for me to cover on your screen, because I have screen sharing up. So if you can see the list of items that I'm talking through, please let me know. Thanks, Leslie. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and keep talking. What I may do is just do a private hangout and talk through this again and post it for y'all to see if you're not able to see it. So the next thing with district curriculum resources that I want to share is feedback. The unit maps have been around for a few years now, and I do want you to know that the versions that are in Google, in those Google folders, are always the most up-to-date ones. As teachers say, oh, I tried this and it worked, or they send me a lesson plan that was amazing, or a resource, or a video, or a flipped lesson, or something that proved to be helpful for either them in their classroom or collectively in their PLC, I will add that to those documents. So will never be a different link for you. What is the most update version? When you link from SchoolNet or you link from the wiki into that Google folder, that's the most recent version. And I am always accepting and soliciting feedback because I want to make those unit maps a resource that helps you and that is in no way limiting but supportive. So please pass on to your department members that using those unit maps and using the resources in them, please give me feedback. If a link dies and I don't know it, I can't change it or research it and find an up-to-date link. If something's not working and you need some help on it, or you're questioning why it is the way it is, if I don't know that those questions are out there, I can't support them or make the necessary changes. So spread the word to your department chairs that I'm always looking for feedback. I can only get better, and I can only help our resources get better if you tell me what you need. So that's just about it for district curriculum resources. The last thing I want to remind you as we leave that topic is that even though I'm the curriculum specialist for 912 English, I want to remind you those district curriculum maps and those resources were collaboratively created, not just by me, but by teachers in our own schools. Representatives from every school participated in the creation of those maps. The next thing I wanted to talk about was wiki resources, but every time I try and get on the DPS 912 English wiki spaces, it tells me that it's not available today. So I just want to remind you of the email address for our wiki, and that is dps912wiki spaces.com. And if you have new members or members that haven't visited the wiki, please let them know that address, because anytime I get new things, I also post them on that. That's available without a login, and you don't have to, it's not dependent on PowerSchool or SchoolNet being up and running or not on maintenance weekend. That's why I always post things there first as well. But there are lots of NC Final Exam and EOC resources on the wiki as well. The next thing I want to remind you of is the Google group that we have. I have been using it to post information, but I've also been using it to direct folks who are looking for specific items around the district, and resource sharing. Of course, for us, at most of the time, it's trade book or novel sets. And I want to remind you that, and your department members, that any member can post in that Google group. So you don't have to wait for me or make a request of me for books to share or resources to share or some kind of chance for collaboration. Any member can log into the Google group and create a new post, and that goes out in the Daily Digest to all English teachers in the district. So the next thing I want to talk about is book sharing. And in this topic, I will kind of cover some changes that have happened over the last year. In the past, I have had a budget that I share with the 6-8 literacy specialist. However, as of last September, that is not the case. Content specialists do not have a budget. Secondary teaching and learning, which is all the content areas, has a budget. So we do not have the same opportunities to secure resources for our teachers that we have in the past. That's not to say that we don't fight for them like we do, or like we have in the past, but we don't have the same kind of budget process for securing resources for the teachers in the field. I could apologize for that, but it wouldn't do any good. I will tell you that if you need something, you can still ask me, and I will tell you what avenue I will pursue to try to secure a resource for you. And I might also put you in touch with someone in the district that would have a better chance of getting that for you in a timely manner. The last thing I do want to share is that I have a lesson writing opportunity for teachers coming up in the next week or so. It is going to be a very short turnaround. There will be a very tight deadline on these lesson writing assignments that will be available for teachers. We are going to be working with some very short, I say short, 800 to 1,000 word reading passages, aligned, of course, to EOC through the Common Core standards. But we will be pairing those texts and questions with actual reading instruction, basic reading comprehension instruction. So if you have teachers in your department that are familiar with reading instruction and or are anxious to learn and have a steep learning curve for themselves, then please have them get directly in touch with me. These will be lessons for grades 9 through 12. But stress to your department members that this is a very tight turnaround. We'll be looking at assignments of 5 lessons per teacher, and they will need to be done within 3 days in draft form. Feedback will be given within a day, and then a final version of the lessons will be done within a week of assignment. So it's a very tight turnaround. So let teachers know that the opportunity's there, but it's really tight turnaround on when we need the lessons drafted and then revised and completed. Okay, so that's all the information that I have to share. I was hoping for y'all to be able to participate with your microphones, but I think I need to iron that out for next time. I don't think that's not y'all, that's me. So, the last thing I want to remind you of, as some of you saw, oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, Brittany. So, if you have teachers that are interested in a lesson writing opportunity for extra duty pay that are willing to work on a very tight turnaround and deadline, have them contact me directly. They can email me. A lot of you and your department members have my cell phone number, so they can call me or text me. Um, so I do want to remind you, as I try to delicately insinuate in my email about today's meeting, that I'm required to record and document all department chair participation and monthly department meetings from here on out. So the next department meeting, I sent out those dates. I sent out those dates, I think, yesterday or the day before. But our next high school department meeting will be February. I'm trying to get my calendar up. February 10th. We will do a Google Hangout again, but I'm going to get with Jerry Williamson and make sure I do it the right way, because apparently I'm doing something wrong. And I'm sorry. And thank you guys for hanging in there and listening to me talk for, I know, 17 minutes, because I'm done talking now. So I will figure out the Google Hangout thing, what I'm doing wrong, so next time we can actually talk. But the next meeting will be February 10th, and it will be done through Hangout, so y'all don't have to travel from all over the place. I will keep the Hangout open, so if you have any questions for me, you can use them in the you can message me through the Hangout. Of course, you're also always able to email me or call me at any time. So 421, our department chair meeting is done. But if you need me, I'm here. Just message me. I'm going to mute my mic in case I fall over or do something embarrassing so y'all can't hear me. The amount of the stipend for the extra duty pay, right now I'm negotiating for an hourly rate. So I don't know what it's going to be because I'm still negotiating. Marjorie. Before any extra duty contracts are signed or teachers are given assignments, I will have that information. I'm supposed to have definitive information by Friday. I hope that helps. I don't have the exact information yet. I'm still fighting for as much money as I can get my teachers. So building budgets are determined by the principal. And this is a question that Marjorie had about budgets. Building budgets are determined by principals. We have no information about that. How a principal builds their budget is dependent on their discretion. So although a principal has a budget, they might not have separate ELA, science, math, departmental budgets. But principals do have budgets at the beginning of the year, and they do have money to allocate to those things that they feel are critical to running the school, and those things that they know are coming up that need to be taken care of. I hope that answers your question, Marjorie. You're welcome for the info, Nicole. Okay, so it seems that there was a cutout when I was talking about the lesson writing opportunity. So I'll repeat kind of the key pieces to that. I'm still negotiating an hourly wage for the lesson writing. They will be on EOC length texts, and it will involve reading instruction, breaking it down. There's a very specific format that's already set up. I need teachers who are strong and really understand reading comprehension to be writing these lessons. When they see the very structured format, they'll understand why it's structured that way for reading instruction. It involves a passage, multiple choice questions, a main idea, type item, a graphic organizer, a summarization strategy, a rereading strategy, a reading strategy. But I need strong teachers and strong lesson writers. The turnaround will be within a week when we start getting these lesson assignments. I will be giving specific topics for the texts and Lexile levels and word length levels for the texts. So the teachers that join this lesson writing opportunity have to be willing to work within these really strict parameters. All of the lessons and the resources have to be created the same way because they're going to be used by teachers who are not familiar with reading instruction, teachers from all different grade levels, all different experience levels, to improve reading instruction. So the format is not negotiable, and it's not a little thing. So trying to think if there's anything else. What to do with that lesson writing opportunity. But you can open that to your department, or if you know some of your teachers that are strong lesson writers and strong with reading instruction, please pass the information on, because I need our strongest teachers to be writing these, because it's a quick turnaround and I need them to be very high quality as far as scripting the kinds of things to say, when to say them, why to say them, the kind of questions to ask, and the order in which to ask them to help students read better instead of giving them the answers. So it's that kind of lesson writing that I'm talking about. I hope that helps, Teresa and Mark. Marjorie, I'm not sure if building budgets are open or public. I have no idea. It's a good question. I can try and find that answer and get back to you. Thanks, Marjorie. Any heads up? We'll be good. Is this someone at your school? And if you don't have any more questions, or you want to email me later, we're pretty much done here. I'll stick around for another few minutes in case any of y'all have any other questions or comments or things you'd like me to address. Have a good evening, y'all. Thanks for showing up.